to this space. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. My name is Federica and I make videos weekly, but this week we are doing them daily. So let's just dive right into it, because I'm pretty sure from the title and the description in the box you can already get the gist where we're going. This is day 2 of our Sun Salutations together. Now they are creatively sequenced, so the way the sequencing will go this week will be each day we have a slightly different point of focus in the body, and we will be adapting the Salutations A and B with some variations to accommodate that and to take a little bit more out of it. So the idea is just to energize, to get out of that feeling sluggishness or feeling stiff in your body. The inspiration behind this was that I do tend to work quite a bit at my laptop. Editing these videos takes forever because my laptop is very slow, and I tend to hunch over after a while subconsciously. Even though I'm a yoga teacher, even though I move my body all the time throughout the week, I do tend to get that stiffness, and lately I've been pretty lazy practicing myself. So I thought, let's do this journey all together. So you can take this playlist of these weekly classes with you to the rest of your year, the rest of your life, use them forever until you want to. I really want to give you a great variety with different variations, and that means today we're going to take the practice off the mat right into a seated position. So you're going to do most of our things seated, and this way you can practice this if you're traveling on a train, if you are in a waiting area, if you are at your desk in your office and you just need a little moving, then this will be for you. So for the initial part I will be sitting down over here, but then I also have an actual chair next to me that we will bring into some action, just to give you some variations where you can stand up and hold onto it, to use it as an extra prop for building up your balance. If you want, you can split this practice up and just stay with the stuff seated in one position. If you've got the space to roam around your desk a little bit more, or in your train, or you're at the airport, then you can go through the whole sequence. As always, moving your own pace. You can adjust whatever I am doing to what you feel in your body. This is a recommendation, not a guidance. Also, I can't see you, so I can't give you alignment cues. I don't know your injury histories, any kind of histories in your body, so do please take it in your own pace and let your intelligent body tell you what you need, and feel free to listen to it, okay? Right, let's dive right in. Begin as always with a little bit of focusing the energy inwards. So yoga is a mind-body practice that allows us to grow spiritually, to reflect. And the biggest tool that we use in this practice is the tool that's available to you every day, all day, as far as your life. It's your breath. So we're going to use the breath to find a single point of focus in our mind, and that way detach from all the past and all the future, just in the now. So sitting comfortably anywhere you are at the moment. See if you can find an upright seat, ever so slightly lifting out through your chest, through your crown of the head, almost like you want to lift your crown of your head into the ceiling or into the sun. And your hands can sit one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly to feel the breath moving, or perhaps both hands on the sides of your ribs. Unless you prefer, have them by your side, on your knees or your lap. So in whichever way, just breathing against your hands. Feel the movement of the breath against the hands. See if you can completely withdraw to that one point. Anything else comes into your mind, it's almost like just clouds in the sky. They come and go. You let them pass. Not attaching to anything, nothing owning you in this moment. You don't need to change anything about yourself or the way you feel. Just breathe. Now see if you can take a scan through your body while you're breathing here consciously. Maybe starting from the very top of your head, slowly moving down through every inch of your body, down to your feet. Just observing. There's no right or wrong. See if you can ask yourself, why did you come to this space today? Why did you click on this video? What is it that you need the most from this short practice? Do you need energy, strength, guidance and support? Maybe a little bit of loving kindness for yourself and your body, cherishing that you can move. And holding your intention in your mind, using it as a point of reference, any moment in your practice when you feel a little wobbly, a little bit unbalanced, or like your mind is rushing. Every time that happens, take a full breath in, inviting the intention in. And a long release, maybe even side out, let go of anything stagnant that's holding you back. And repeat, breathe in. Side out, maybe even louder. And like I said, throughout the class you can do it as many times as you need to. Now slowly see if you can blink your eyes open or just keep a soft gaze to the ground. Release your hands from where they were. And we're just going to start to move from head down. So taking a little bit of movement for your neck, maybe starting with half circles. You can progress to full circles. Just be mindful of the way you're bringing your head back. Give it some time. Keep it under some control. Especially when we tend to hold lots of tension in this area, in those sedentary poses at the desk. It can be a little bit sensitive. Awesome. Once you've done both directions, we're going to roll out the shoulders. Think about your scooping your shoulders forward up to the ears and all the way back. Very nice. And then the other way. Okay. I'm going to reach your arms out in front of you. We're going to squeeze the fingers in and out as fast as you can. And as strong as you can. So think about it, there's a stubborn lemon in your hand that you really want to squeeze the juice out of. And push through it. You're going to feel lactic acid building up in your forearms, that sense of burning. We want to push through that to the absolute edge. Keep going, see if you can keep the intensity. I know it's getting harder. Awesome, at your very edge, shake it out. Now we're going to stay with that shaking, take it into the rest of the arms. And maybe become a little bit wonky with it, just like yesterday, just shaking out anything stagnant. Very good. And then we're going to sway the arms, just one over the other. Very good. Think about pushing them apart and then they just sway together. They can even flop and touch you. Very good. Awesome. So now we're going to take it into seated cat-cows. So in our Sun Salutations, if you remember from yesterday, on your inhale to lift into that cobra positions, cat-cows are very similar. We're going to lift the chest, lift the chin. Think about you rising out of the chair. And then the tailbone, you're going to almost bring it behind you. So the tops of your hips pull to the front of the room and the tailbone goes far back. And you rub the lats together. And on your exhale, you're going to do the opposite motion. You're going to round the spine. Tailbone goes underneath like you're scooping it underneath. And you're really rounding to almost like a little ball. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. I'm going to do this a few times. If you fancy this variation, stay with it. Or if you remember those cactus shapes from yesterday, if you've done yesterday's video, you can use that. So you're going to squeeze the elbows by your side towards your body, squeezing the lats. And on your exhale, you're gonna reach forward and round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And a few more. Same way, still moving the pelvis. Your hips, very good. Couple more. So after a few of these, you're going to start to find some rotation, some twisting. So you're going to reach your arms over your head, and with your exhale, you're going to open up your arms. Maybe left hand lands on the outside of your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, guide that right shoulder back in space, almost like you're rolling it behind your ear. And the chin can follow. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, switching sides. Big breath in and out. And we're going to repeat. You can make it a little bit more dynamic if you want, or you can hold each side for a couple of breaths. If you're moving, we've got 2 more. So 1 on each side. Very nice. Now we're going to come through center. And we're going to keep the arms over the head. On your exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips. I would recommend to have a gap between your feet. So you're going to hinge from the hips. Think about Sun Salutations. And as you're going to hinge down, you're going to fold forward and on your inhale, you're going to round and rise. And we're going to repeat. Reach the arms over the head. Exhale, hinge from your hips and travel down. And rise up. You're going to do this a few times. Awesome. We're going to puzzle this movement together. So next time you're going to fold down. On your inhale, you're going to take halfway lift. Fingertips to the ground, pull the chest forward, look forward. You can wrap the outside of your knees on towards your arms. Very good. And then take your hands onto your knees, lift yourself higher. Squeeze the elbows in, push the chest up into that cobra or cow shape. Very good. On your exhale, you're going to round back. You reach up. On your exhale, you fold down. On your inhale, think about a halfway lift there. Extend to your fingertips, chest pulls forward, gaze forward. Step your hands onto your thighs. Lift yourself up, squeeze the elbows in the lats, lifting from the sternum like a cobra shape. And then exhale, round. And inhale, neutral spine. Reach the arms over the head so you make it into a continuous movement. So you're going to center the hands to your heart space, and we're going to now do a standing chair variation, but behind the chair, and you're going to bring your hands onto your chair. From here, you're going to squeeze the elbows towards your body. Think about the same shape we've done before. You can keep a light bend in your knees. Lift the chest, lift the chin. On your exhale, you're going to take a step back and find a halfway lift. So we're going to come halfway down, stay flat against the ground, so in a parallel line. You can have the arms as wide as your chair can allow them to go. And if you want, you can take a little bit more stretch here, so keep more bend in the knees and allow yourself to sink down between the shoulders. Take a long breath in and a long exhale out. If you want to go a little bit lower, walk your hands onto the lower part of your chair, wherever that is for you. Again, you can keep bending the knees, you can relax the head further down. Very good. On your inhale, you're going to walk yourself up with your hands and rise back towards your chair. Very good. Lift the chest up, squeeze the elbows in, lift the chin. And then repeat, exhale. You want to step back. Find that halfway lift, or maybe even at the stretch. A different variation for the stretch would be, instead of your hands, your elbows are on the edges of your chair, and your hands are, the fingers are interlaced, Hands pulling behind your head. Again, as much bending the knees as you want. It's like you're sticking the tailbone back. Again, if you want to go lower, you can. Walk your hands onto the lower part of your chair. You can hold on to the legs. You can hold on to the seated part of it as low as you can. Have your chair, I forgot to say, in a position where it's supported against a wall, or in my case a wardrobe or a desk, so it can't glide away. Very good. Walk yourself back up. Nice. And up would be, instead of using the back, you can use the front. Have the palms down, and you're gonna stick your bum up, and you can bend the knees. See if you can, instead of relaxing down between the shoulders, it is a valid option, but instead of that, to create that downward facing action, you push into your palms and you lift up through the arms, through the shoulders. So there's a light protraction between the shoulder blades upwards, and still sticking the tailbone up. What will help in this position is to really bend the knees and think about, now I'm scooping the tailbone into the ceiling. So you could take this variation into your downward facing dog. You can even lean forward almost like you're in a plank. You can stay in a plank with your tippy toes, but you need to have a very secure chair, and bend the elbows, just micro bend, and then lift into an upward facing dog. I am on the tippy toes at the back. Send your hips back, downward facing dog. So this one is a little bit more of an energizing variation. Micro bend the elbows, they don't need to go as low as your normal chaturanga, and lift upward dog. So this is also a great variation for chair Sun Salutations if you don't want to get dirty on the ground. Otherwise, you can use the back of the chair to take it into that B variation with the leg. You're going to adjust the chair sideways. So I'm going to start with my left leg down. I'm going to bring the left thigh on the chair, almost like I want to sit sideways. And I'm going to extend the right leg behind me. Now, most likely it will be easier to have the toes tucked, so it will be your modified warrior one. If it's available, you can have the heel down. It's likely that in this shape it will be harder to fully rotate the pelvis facing forward. So small angle outwards, almost like in between warrior 2 and warrior 1. Still pushing to the out edge of the back foot, just like if you were standing. That will help to decompress your knee. Now you're going to reach your arms up and above your head. Very nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now if you want to challenge yourself further, see if you can hinge from your hips and lean more over that left thigh. Whether your arms are extended, you can also hold onto your opposite elbow, crossing your arms in front of you or hands into your prayer. And then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, lift. Very good. So you're doing a couple things here. As you are hinging forward and down, you are not just strengthening that leg, but when you add that extended position forward, you are also strengthening the back body. Very good. And from here we're going to take it to a chair warrior 2. So if your heel was lifted at the back, pivot it down just like before. This time completely open yourself with your hip and your chest to the side of the room and pull your arms apart. I have this wardrobe here very annoyingly, so I'm going to pretend I'm pushing against it, but have both of your hands extended as straight as they can be. And then lift the shoulders up and behind you, and we're going to take a variation here. So you're going to lift the palms facing to the ceiling with the chin, and on your exhale, you're going to roll the chin down and flip the palms around so your shoulders start to roll towards the ground. On your inhale, you unravel, roll the shoulders up and back behind you, including the chest and the chin. And we're going to repeat this a few times. See if you can maintain good strength in the legs. So although we are supported by the chair, you can still think about you're pushing apart through the legs. Very nice. Last couple in your own pace. And then we're going to take it into reverse warrior 2. So you're going to take it with the normal arms, relax the right hand down, pull for the left fingers. Very good. Finding that high lunge or warrior 1 variation. Really good. And then you're going to switch sides. to switch sides. You can literally glide around unless you want to stand up and adjust the chair. I'm going to move myself a little bit further forward. You don't need to do that if you are gifted with more room. Again, high lunge variation or warrior one with the heel down and ever so slightly turning in a small angle out. Reach your arms over your head. Very good. And then start your flow if you want here. Leaning forward and up. In your own pace, moving per breath. See if you can even hold it out over that thigh for a couple seconds. Next we are up with that warrior 2, so pivot the back heel, peel the arms apart, gaze forward, and then lift the palms, lift the chin. Exhale, roll. Inhale, left. Very good. Taking about 5 of these. And then into your warrior, reverse warrior 2, so left hand will relax, pull through the right hand. Very good. Back into your warrior 2. Now, a Sun Salutation 2 would not be completed by a chair pose, so ironically, chair with chair. I'm going to do it from sideways, just so you can see what I mean. There will be some progressional options as always. So option 1, you're going to sit. See if you can sit on the edge of the chair, and to strengthen more, hinge from your hips forward, reach the arms over your head. So your option is hold this here, maybe add a flow so you can lift back up and lean forward. Now your progressional option will be, you're going to lift and stand up, and you're going to be traveling with your bum towards the chair. So you're going to be pretending to sit, tap and lift back up, and you're going to repeat this. See if you can really allow the knees to travel in the midline of your toes. They can go past the toes. It's a healthy range to have. Think about walking up and down on the stairs. I bet you can't go down the stairs without the toes going, the knees going past your toes. So you're going to do that motion, but keep in control. If it helps, take an object between your legs. I've got first thing available is this foam roller. It can be a yoga block, it can be a book, a water bottle. So now I'm forced to keep that engagement in my legs. So you've done this a few times. You're going to hold it out. So if you can tap the bum and just hover an inch higher up. And hold. Give me a smile. 3, 2. If you want to spice it up, lift your heels. 1. Very good. And release. Nice. The variation for your chair practice with your chair will be taking it into figure 4 shape. So your figure 4 is essentially like your chair pose, but we're going to add a one-legged balance into it. So starting with the right knee lifting up, you cross that right ankle, you can use your hand and place it anywhere on that left thigh, and now you're going to bend into your left knee. So you see how this looks like similar to your chair, but it's one-legged. Now, you can use the back of your chair to support yourself. So you take that figure 4 shape on the legs and you go as low as comfortable. Again, you can work on holding, you can relax your arms on top of your chair, you can work on walking yourself lower, hinging from the hips, thinking about bringing the chest towards the shin, or maybe even lower. You can relax the head down if your balance allows it. So you're doing 2 things here. You're stretching your glute, but you're also strengthening the other one on that left leg that you are standing on. You can do this in a motion, just like we've done before. So you would do the chair flow that we just did. You can do the same flow that we've done as well. So instead using the seat of the chair, you start seated, and you're really going to push into the left foot. You can use a little push up with your right hand to get your balance, and then see if you can always lower the chair and go up. And you can repeat about 5 times in your own pace. You don't need to rush this. If you can't tap your bum all the way down, that's fine. So this one is a little bit more dynamic and requires a little bit more challenging of your mind and your point of focus in your balancing. Otherwise, use the back of the chair for more support. And then do the same thing on the other leg. So you will take your left ankle on top of your right thigh and do the same stretching, so you can start to release your weight down and holding instead of going up and down. Again, taking about 5 breaths per side, or 5 ups and downs if you are taking the flow. And on your inhale, you lift yourself back up. Very good. Remember those warrior threes from yesterday? We're gonna do them with the chair. So holding the back of the chair in any way that is comfortable for you, you're gonna lift the right knee into your chest, and then as you hinge forward, you're gonna push the right foot behind you, mindful of your space. So knee to your chest, hinge and push, and you're gonna repeat. Standing leg can have a bend. Think about keeping that right hip, now the right leg is traveling, so that right hip equally pointing to the ground when you get to the bottom. It's almost like you're pushing from the left up, but you're rolling the right one down. Very good. And then next thing here for a bit more conditioning is to hold it out here, bend the knee, and think about pushing the heel up into ceiling. Pulse, 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 pulse. Step that right foot down behind you with a gap between your legs. We're going to take it into pyramid position. So now, both of my legs are straight. My right one is about 2 to 3 feet behind me. Again, that right hip is rotating, pulling forward, while the left one is pushing back. I'm going to hinge down and lift up. Just bending from my elbows, using the chair as a support for my balance. Very good. If you're ready to take a longer stretch, you can again go and combine the two things that we've done before. So you can open the shoulders, or you can move the hands lower on the chair and fold over the left leg, relax the head, relax your jaw. So now you are lengthening the back of the left leg, the hamstrings. Very good. On your inhale, you're going to lift up, and we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So your right foot stands down, slight bend in that right knee, drive the left knee up. On your exhale, you're going to hinge and push it far out behind you. I need to adjust my angle. And see if you can control the movement. So rather than rushing through it, slow it down, focus on the alignment of the pelvis. So if your hip is rotating open, that would be a half moon. You want it to be rotating down. Okay. After a few of these, we're going to hold it in that warrior three. Left hip pointing down, but bend the knee, heel points up into the ceiling, and we're going to pulse it up, up, up. Very good. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Step the left foot back, setting up for a pyramid pose. So the left foot steps about 2 to 3 feet behind you. Setting up for the pyramid. Both legs are straight, hips pulling forward. Of course, micro bending the knees are welcome. And then we're going to hinge and lift. Ease yourself into it if you want, or same variation than before, that halfway lift that we've done, or going lower, hands walking down on the sides of the chair or the legs of the chair, relaxing the head down. And inhale, rise up. Very nice. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of seated yoga, chair yoga. You should be able to always find some kind of similar layout in any kind of transportational situation, whether that's at the airport, even the bus stop. You can use basically all the different ledges of things that you can see to hold on to. You could be using the wardrobe with your palms against it and then walk yourself down the ledge. You can do it with a desk. Anything that's stable, it's not going to give away as you give your weight into it. It's the only one thing to think about. So I hope this gave you a new variation to take your practice with you, maybe making it a little bit less awkward, also less dirty if you don't have a mug to roll out and you're at the airport. You might not want to be doing a full downward facing dog. That's fine, there are plenty of other options. I completely forgot to give an ending to this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check back tomorrow, which will be an empowering sequence with arm balances involved. So another variation to our Sun Salutations a little bit more creatively. And every day this week there will be a new video released from this series. So make sure to stay subscribed, like this video if you enjoyed it, leave in a comment if you want to see more of this. Thank you so much. Bye!